X-Men. The Hidden Years 001, 1999. This inaugural issue of The Hidden Years serves as a meta-narrative, with Professor Charles Xavier, now recovered from a prior coma, which we'll discuss as part of the meta-narrative context for this series, telepathically reviewing the memories of his X-Men. This allows the comic to recap crucial, untold events that occurred during the hidden years of the original X-Men series, when the title was in reprints. It establishes the current state of the team and their history, filling in gaps from X-Men 67 to 93. The core X-Men, Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Beast, Angel, Iceman, are present, but their mentor, Professor X, is just waking from a coma. Character introduction: Professor Charles Xavier. Professor Charles Francis Xavier is the visionary founder and leader of the X-Men. A powerful mutant telepath and scientific genius, he champions a dream of peaceful coexistence between humans and mutants. Despite being paraplegic, confined to a wheelchair, his mental abilities are unparalleled, allowing him to read and influence minds, project illusions, and connect with individuals globally via his Cerebro device. He established the Xavier Institute for Higher Learning as a safe haven and training ground for young mutants, dedicated to teaching them to use their powers responsibly in service of a world that fears them. Character introduction: Scott Summers, Cyclops. Scott Summers, also known as Cyclops, is Professor X's first recruit and the field leader of the X-Men. A disciplined and strategic mutant, he possesses the power to emit powerful, uncontrollable optic blasts of concussive force, which he must constantly keep in check with a ruby quartz visor or specialized glasses. Often seen as stoic and rigid, Cyclops is deeply committed to Xavier's dream and carries the heavy burden of leadership. His tactical brilliance and unwavering loyalty make him an indispensable asset to the X-Men, even as he grapples with the emotional isolation imposed by his powers. Character introduction: Jean Grey, Marvel Girl. Jean Grey, initially known as Marvel Girl, is one of the original X-Men and a profoundly powerful mutant. She possesses innate telepathic and telekinetic abilities, allowing her to move objects with her mind, project force fields, and read or influence thoughts. Her powers manifested early, leading her to Professor Xavier's school, where she learned to control them. Jean is characterized by her empathy, resilience, and a deep connection to her teammates, particularly Cyclops. Her journey is often intertwined with immense power and profound challenges, making her a central figure in X-Men lore. Character introduction: Warren Worthington III, Angel. Warren Worthington III, also known as Angel, is one of the original X-Men, a wealthy and charismatic mutant born with feathered wings that grant him the power of flight. Originally depicted as a charming socialite, Angel is also a courageous hero, using his aerial agility and sharp instincts in battle. His privileged background often contrasts with the struggles faced by other mutants, but his dedication to Xavier's dream is unwavering. Warren's angelic appearance sometimes belies the darker transformations he undergoes in his comic history, but he remains a steadfast member of the X-Men, soaring into action to protect humanity. Character introduction: Hank McCoy, Beast. Henry "Hank" McCoy, famously known as the Beast, is one of the original X-Men. A brilliant biochemist and geneticist, Hank is characterized by his superhuman strength, agility, and a physical mutation that has given him blue fur, enhanced senses, and a simian appearance. Despite his formidable physicality, Beast is an intellectual giant, known for his vast knowledge, eloquent speech, and playful wit. He balances his role as a powerhouse in combat with his scientific pursuits, constantly seeking to understand mutation and advance human-mutant relations. Hank's journey is often about reconciling his monstrous appearance with his refined intellect and gentle nature. Character introduction: Bobby Drake, Iceman. Robert "Bobby" Drake, known as Iceman, is one of the founding members of the X-Men. A witty and often light-hearted mutant, Bobby possesses the ability to manipulate ice and cold, allowing him to freeze moisture in the air to create ice slides, project ice beams, and encase himself in an ice form for protection. Despite his youthful demeanor and penchant for jokes, Iceman is an Omega-level mutant with immense, often untapped, power. His journey involves coming to terms with the full extent of his abilities and maturing into a formidable and dependable hero, always ready to lend a chilling hand in battle. The professor's mind probe reveals his initial death was an impersonation by the shape-shifting mutant, Changeling, who died in his place.